first presenter is a student, a freshman here named Jaiswaroop, and he's going to be sharing a poem with us. So please give him a warm welcome.
Hi everyone. As she said, I am a freshman here, and really I don't like writing poems because I just think they're so hard to write, but I think I just had to write this one. And poems are so subjective, like everyone sees poems and interprets them differently, but I just wanted to share what this poem means to me real quick before I read it. So this poem really stemmed from like a place of curiosity and growing and realizing the world might not be the place that I thought it was when I was younger, and that it's a lot more different than I thought it would be, because obviously I think realization is something we can all like relate to. And without further ado, this is my poem, The Life. What is the meaning of life? Seriously though, what is it? I mean, we're humans, and we've titled ourselves apex predators with words from a world we've crafted ourselves. So what are we supposed to achieve? Is there a clear goal? Are we moving towards a certainty? In fact, are we moving at all? Or are we just here to exist? Exist in equality and peace with the opportunities at hand. But that can't be, because the opportunities we were blessed with are dead. We've made it a necessity to stake a knife into its chest in order to survive. We swear to an unrealistic rationality, but is it rational to kill our own kin? Is it rational to see how far we can go before imploding? Why do we lust for power and thrive in greed? Why do we fight over a basic luxury we all deserve regardless of anything? Is the world not a battlefield for comfort? It is. It must be, because I've watched it become one myself. Why can't we just lay here? Eat, drink, sleep, laugh, celebrate, share, help, be content. Does there have to be a more than that? Does there have to be a better? A better, vowed to us by a deity almighty and unreachable. A better once we lose the wager of our own lives. Withheld like the promise of a carrot on a stick, promising the best drinks, the best sleep, best celebrations, best dividends, best love, the best of the best. Can't the good and attainable not be the best? But even with the finest, irrationally we're not content. We are apex, yet we starve at our own feasts. Because if I can't have it, no one can. Coded to follow some variation of that regime. We twist and stretch it. Let them covet what I alone have and revel that they shall never attain it. Are you happy? I ask you all, is this enough? And is this the life? Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Give him one more quick round of applause. I love when students get up here. It's amazing. So good. Awesome. Okay, so today's featured guest has been dreaming of working in the world of pop music ever since she was a high school student in Minooka, Illinois. Almost 10 years later, she has numerous albums to her name, and her indie pop rock band, Girl K, has been called one of Chicago's most promising groups. Please welcome Kathy Patino.
Hi. I'm going to be talking about my songwriting and just songwriting in general, but I'll also be playing a few songs for y'all. And I'll start with a song just to kind of give some context on the music that I write and who I am. So this first one's called Stephanie. It's a shame when you meet someone and find out you're in love. Can we read that you're waving from. Maybe this time you'll remember Stephanie exactly the way she was. Find someone to be there when nothing is wrong. Find someone to be there that won't make winter feel long. And it's cold for everyone except for you. Maybe this time I'll be on the inside of the window that you're waving from. Maybe this time you'll remember Stephanie exactly the way she was. Maybe this time I'll be on the inside of the window that you're waving from. Maybe this time you'll remember Stephanie exactly the way she was. Thank you. I think it needs to be changed on the slides, but that's okay. If not. But yeah, I just wanted to talk more about kind of like my early exposure into music and like what got me interested. So my dad was a DJ in the 80s, and he continued DJing throughout like my childhood. And then my sister, who's 5 years older than me, she also writes music and sings, and she's still singing and writing to this day. So there was already a lot of music going on in the house. And then on top of that, I was watching a lot of Disney Channel. So Hannah Montana and Camp Rock were like two things that like completely catapulted me into wanting to write music and be a performer. But I also did a couple of other things. Like once I established I liked music, I just kind of like went for it. And so I would do my school's talent shows, or I would like write songs, and then in the 8th grade I put them all on a CD and just passed them out to my friends and whoever wanted one. And it wasn't until high school that I was actually starting to like do music more seriously. At first, I wasn't even like writing for anyone but myself. But then my friend Evan had been going to open mics, and he was like, "Will you perform at this open mic for my birthday?" And I was like, "Sure." And I went and I performed, and then one person afterwards came up to me and was like, "I like your songs, you should record an album." And so I was like, "Okay, I'll go do that." And the next day I was in my math class, and I came up with the name Girl K, because my name starts with the letter K, and I'm a girl, so thank you. So that's how Girl K came to be. But then I graduated from high school, and I moved to Chicago, and I found some bandmates to play with, and that's how we became a band versus just me and my guitar. So that's my bandmates, and ever since then, we've played a lot of like really cool shows. We've sold out venues. We've gone on tour with bands like Slow Pulp, and played shows with bands like Beach Bunny, Hemlock Springs, Cherry Glazer, and just like artists that we generally really like. So it's really cool just to think about, like, I was just writing songs in my room, and then I could go and do all this. So we all have to start somewhere, and those are the 4 albums that I released with my band, and all the songs I'm playing are from that second one, For Now. But this was one of my first songs that I remember writing. I wrote it in the 5th grade for a writing competition, and I remember singing it for my 5th grade class, and then my teacher made me go sing it for all the other 5th grade classrooms, so it did end up winning. But if you're like looking at the lyrics and the title of the song, it's a song called Famous, and it's about wanting to be famous. So it's not like anything crazy. I wasn't always like amazing. Well, I'm not to toot my own horn, but I like wasn't a child prodigy when I started writing. So like I gradually got better. So I think like with anything, songwriting is also a skill that like can develop over time. So if you ever sit down to do it or whatever, like don't expect your first song to be perfect. If it is, that's awesome. But like give yourself some grace. But generally what helps me write songs, and I throw this up here for anyone who might be interested in writing music, is knowing that songs have a structure to them. So every song you've ever listened to uses these different components, these sections. The song I just played for you follows more so the structure at the bottom, where it's just like a bunch of choruses and a few verses. And choruses are the part of the song that like repeat the most and that you usually remember the most because the lyrics are the same. And verses are the parts in between where it's like each time it comes up, it's a little different. Then the bridge is usually like not too different from a verse, but something else is happening that makes it different from the rest of the song. And a pre-chorus is like just a little transition from the verse to the chorus, usually different than the part before it. But I bounce between like a bunch of these different combinations. Generally though, I'm like sticking more towards like the middle structure. But what really helped me learn how to write music was learning how to play an instrument. And you don't need to learn how to play an instrument to write good music, but I would highly suggest that like you find somebody to help you write the music part of your songs, or just like expose you to listening to like an instrument playing. Because for me, when I sit down and I write a song, I'm usually starting on the guitar or on the piano, just like with an instrument, because it does kind of half of the work for me, where I can start establishing a general vibe of what is the song, what am I feeling right now when I play these guitar chords? And then I think of like a melody, and then lastly I think of like the lyrics. So it just makes it easier when you can like establish what is it gonna sound like first before it's like what am I saying in this song. But I also do the opposite, where I'll just like be walking my dog and record a voice memo of an idea that I had, and then go home and try to figure out like how do I add music to this. So this next song that I'll play is called Speed Racer. And I feel like it's a good example of just kind of a song that I wrote that I started with the guitar parts, and I was like, oh, this song is giving like edgier rock and roll vibes, so let me try to make lyrics that match that energy. And so that's what I think Speed Racer is.
Work every day just to see you again in my dreams. Heartfelt apologies that lose their sense of sincerity. Wound you up so tight, but the ties always break in a flash of white, and she comes in. And what do you want from her? Want from her? And what do you want from her? Want from her? Eyes open, doors, and minds control the floors. Yours are so powerless. After you gave them the power to dismiss, wound you up so tight. Give them half and they'll remove the white. And she comes in at 90 miles per hour. And I wanna hold her, but she's like a flower. And what do you want from her? Want from her? And what do you want from her? Want from her? And she's got someone to go home to. What can you offer that'll support too? I can't give you more of my heart. And what happens when she wants to leave you? It's possible, can't say I haven't warned you, but you wouldn't do that 'cause you're smart. And she comes in at 90 miles per hour. And I wanna hold her, but she's like a flower. And what do you want from her? Want from her? And what do you want from her? Want from her? Thank you.
I'll be playing another song for you. I have to skip these slides. But yeah, generally, this is just kind of the encouragement part of the presentation where I encourage you, if you like to do something artistic or sports or whatever, like, you have to do it for yourself and because you love to do it, and that's when I think you'll do your best or be your best version of yourself doing the thing that you love. Being in the music industry, it's hard not to think like, is this good enough? Will other people like it? But as much as you can shut that kind of thinking out, that allows you to be like more authentically you and like let your natural ideas come to light. So in whatever you do, just be you and be confident being you. This last song is called So Strange, and it's recorded the same way that I'll play it now, where it's just me and my guitar. And it's one of my favorite songs because I feel like it's like the most representative of what I just said, which is like just me writing a song, letting stuff come out of my brain and like not really changing much about it because it was for me.
If it's a matter of time, I will give everything I have for you. Day after day, I'll let you decide until you don't want me to. And I hope you'll say something when it's over, when it's over. I wouldn't cry until I fell off your shoulder, your shoulder. It feels so strange. I could never see the light in someone's face. I could never be the one you need. And I hope it is me. If it's a big hurdle to pass, I will jump it. Even the way you laugh leaves a lasting impression. And I hope you'll say something when it's over, when it's over. I wouldn't cry until I fell off your shoulder, your shoulder. It feels so strange. I could never see the light in someone's face. I could never be the one you need. And I hope it is me. And it takes a lot from me. Late nights worrying instead of falling asleep. I can't go home. And every day is long, but it'll hurt so much when it's done. I can't be alone. And I hope you'll say something when it's over, when it's over. I wouldn't cry until I fell off your shoulder, your shoulder. It feels so strange. I could never see the light in someone's face. I could never be the one you need. And I hope it feels so strange. I could never see the light in someone's face. I could never be the one you need. And I hope it is me. And I'll hope it is me. And I'll hope it is me.
Thank you. Now's the time where I'll take any questions if anybody has any questions. Yeah?
What's your favorite part about performing?
My favorite part about performing is usually when I'm playing with my band. Sometimes it's scarier just being by yourself versus like it's a shared experience when there's other people on the stage with me. So definitely that. Yeah.
What's your all-time favorite album?
Oh my gosh, all-time favorite album. Recently, man, that's so hard. I'll say more recently, I've been listening to Zara Larsson's new album. Yeah, I think every song on that album is so good. But of all time, I don't know. I have to think more for that. Yeah.
What's some advice you would give to a new artist?
Advice to a new artist. I'd say just like put yourself out there. Like again, try not to think too much about like what other people might think. And like, especially when you're younger, like when I was in high school, it's not like I could go play as much as I do now. But like go to open mics, you know, do your school's talent show. All those things are like stepping stones to help you get to where you eventually want to be if you're an artist. Yeah.
What's some advice that you can give someone that already does music but wants to start writing their own music?
Writing their own songs? Yeah. I would say just do it. Literally just do it. Like it helps if you know an instrument. Otherwise, like there's a lot of like free instrumentals on YouTube even. So you could just like look up those and then like just start writing lyrics on top of that as practice. Like so you can start kind of like understanding like what's your vibe as an artist? What are the type of melodies that you think of? What's the type of lyrics that you like to write? Or if not, like if you don't play music or anything like that, just like sing to yourself all the time and then bring that to somebody who can play an instrument and they'll get it. Yeah?
Do you ever dabble with any other genres of music?
Yeah. A lot of these songs are very indie rock, but more so now that I'm listening to more pop music, it's more like indie pop music. Yes, all the way in the back.
How old are you?
How old am I? 27. 27. I'm like 10 years older than most of you. Yes, green. Oh, sorry, what? I met the people in my band on Facebook. There was like a DIY Chicago page, and I was like, hey, anybody want to be in my band? And I'd already been playing like solo, so just some dudes that already had a band were like, yeah, we'll play for you. And so they auditioned for me, and then the rest is history. All the way in the back, yeah.
Could you sing your song from 5th grade?
I remember the chorus, and it was like, I want to be the one on this stage, here in the crowd screaming my name. I want to see my name in the lights. I want to sing at night. I want to be courageous. I want to be famous. Yeah. Yeah, I do, because sometimes people will tell me they listen to my songs or something, and then I will listen to them again, but try to picture as if I'm them and think what are they thinking about this? So, yeah.
How do you come up with ideas for songs?
How do I come up with ideas for songs? I usually just am subconsciously writing, so it's very train of thought. And then sometimes I'll borrow inspiration from other people's lives, because my life's not crazy every single day. Movies, other songs inspire me, so yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any other guitars? And then if so, which one's your favorite?
Yeah, I have I have an acoustic guitar, but I have this one. This was the first guitar that I was playing shows with. And then my other one's a crazy shaped looking blue guitar. It's I don't know if anyone knows the artist St. Vincent, but she put out a line of guitars, and it's one of those through Ernie Ball, I think is the name of the company. But yeah, I like that one because it's my newer one, and it's really sparkly blue. Yes.
What are the more technical sides of making music? Do you use any programs and stuff like that?
Yeah, I use Logic. When I started writing music, I was using GarageBand, and honestly, they're pretty similar. So like, if you're just getting started writing music too, like GarageBand is such an easy beginner one. Yeah, all the way in the back.
I saw a slide earlier about it, but who are some of like your biggest influences on music?
Yeah, right now, very like pop heavy. So like, I really do love like Chapel Roan and like Pink Pantheress, Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter. I've been inspired by Taylor Swift because like whether you like it or not, she's like a crazy good songwriter. Yeah.
I talked to you 2 periods ago, actually, and about Carrie Laser and Slow Pull and her own Wildcat. And so, kind of writing that lyrics, I wanted to know what other maybe more niche artists you've been enjoying recently.
Niche artists. Well, let's see. Well, like they're not like really like doing anything these days, but like Imogen Heap is like a really cool like electronic artist, like similar to Grimes would be like the current day comparison. And then like randomly, like last week, a lot of Chaka Khan, like just 80s stuff. So it's all over the place. Yeah, and the red sleeves. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you.
If you could pick any feature on a song, who is your dream feature and why?
Dream feature. Dang. Maybe like. Man, that's hard. I guess like Chapel Run would be a really cool one, or like even Charlie XCX. I don't know. I feel like it'd be fun to record a song with her. Yeah, all the way in the back.
Have you ever been on tour?
Yeah, I went on tour with a band called Slow Pulp. And then I've been on a couple smaller tours with another band called Sonderbombs, and then we went on a tour by ourselves one time. Yeah, also back there.
My friend wanted to know your socials.
It's Girl K Tunes is my social media. Yeah. Oh, what? No, yeah, my sister writes like a completely different style than me. Her name's Shannon Patino. That's like her artist name. And then my dad, like when he was DJing, he just was like, you know, playing all like the radio hits and stuff. But maybe one day. Yeah.
Can you describe your songwriting process from like the original idea to the revisions and then to like the finished product? What does that mean?
Yeah, well, when I start writing a song, mostly like nowadays, I'm starting on like the computer and like with a synth, and I'm just in like Logic, which is the music recording software I use, and I'll just like start playing with like all of the sounds until I find something I like, and then I think of like a melody and like lyrics at the same time, and then like it's shifted. Before it was kind of like whatever I came up with was what we ran with, versus now that I'm more making like indie pop music, it's a little bit more involved where like now I'll be working with like producers, and they'll be like taking my original idea but then adding like a whole bunch more on top to make it sound like the quality that pop music needs to sound like. And so then once it's done with the production, we record vocals, and then that's when like somebody does the final like, okay, fix it up, make it sound pretty, and then that's when it gets like released. Yeah.
What was the progression from like doing like open mics to like actual like venues?
Yeah, honestly, I got really lucky with like just through doing the open mics. Like it was an open mic in like Joliet, Illinois, if anyone knows where that's at. But so like I met a lot of like musicians through that open mic specifically, and then like when I moved to Chicago, I just had like friends who happened to be hosting shows in like their garage and stuff, and So I started doing that, and then like somebody would see me at that show and be like, hey, play my show. And it kind of was like a chain of events, and like most of the shows we played, it's usually just somebody reaching out to us via email and being like, hey, I saw you one time, or I heard your song one time. But yeah, just definitely like starts with like, go play a show and someone will probably find you. Yeah.
What's been your favorite moment in your music career?
My favorite moment in my music career, probably, I did really like going on tour. We played like the Madison Theater in Wisconsin, and it was like a huge, like crazy theater, and it was a sold out show because we were playing with Slowpoke. So that was a pretty like surreal moment, like still the biggest venue I think I've ever played. Yeah.
How did you decide that you wanted to pursue music?
Honestly, I think it's just like I loved singing so much. And then again, like watching like Hannah Montana and like Camp Rock, I was like, oh yeah, like that's what I want to do. Yeah.
Would you say during or after a performance you feel like the adrenaline rush that like an athlete feels while they're performing?
Yeah, I definitely get adrenaline. Like, I'm usually like super nervous before I have to perform, and then like when I'm performing, I'm so focused on what I'm doing that I'm just like adrenaline, like getting through it. And then once I get off stage, I'm like shaking because I'm like, man, I just held all that in for so long. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song you've made?
That I've made? Yeah, it's probably off of the newer album. Probably like this title track of that album, My Future. It's probably like one of my favorite songs. Yeah. What's my most popular song? It's a song called Girl Case for the People. And it's from like 2 albums past. And that song has like 200K streams on it, so it did okay. Oh yeah, sorry guys.
Who is Stephanie in the song?
Yeah, honestly, somebody, yeah. I didn't know it was Stephanie. I was just kind of like, this name feels right. Yeah.
How do you decide your album covers?
I also make like art outside of music. So I've done most of the artwork for the album covers, but like I'm just like a very like visual person. Like I like to be involved in every part of like the music. So I just like, I'll hear something, or like during that time I'll just like see something in my brain and I'm like, this is what I want, and then I figure out how to make it. Oh yeah.
Why is Logic your favorite DAW, and have you tried it?
Honestly, I think it's because it was so close to GarageBand, so that made it like super easy for me to like transfer from. I don't have to relearn everything about this software in order to use it. I haven't tried like Ableton or.
It's not user friendly at all.
No, I know. It's not. Yeah, I'm bad at learning software, so I'll stick to Logic probably forever. Yeah, all the way back there.
How did you learn to play guitar?
I learned to play guitar because I started playing piano first, and then I played ukulele because I was like, guitar seems too hard, I'm gonna try ukulele. And then I just like looked at pictures of chords and like matched them to where they are on the instrument. And then I was like singing a lot of songs that already existed so that I could practice playing and singing at the same time. So then, once ukulele was good, I moved on to guitar. Yeah, right next to me.
Have you ever covered any songs, and if so, what's your favorite one?
My band and I have tried to cover songs a couple different times. Like we always practice doing them, and then when the actual show happens, I'm like, I'm too scared to do this. I don't want to do the cover because I'll forget the lyrics. So yeah, we honestly haven't done too many covers. Yeah. How'd I get legit in the music industry? I think like performing regularly, like you have to take a lot of shows that you might not want to play, but like when you're starting out, you gotta be grateful for like any show that you can get. And then eventually you can become more selective. But I think like releasing music and putting it on streaming is part of it. Thank you.